Welcome to In Good Shape. Here are the topics for today's show. Ticks, the diseases they carry, and how you can protect yourself. Artificial sweetener, unhealthy sugar substitute, or guilt-free indulgence. And Ayurveda, what is it exactly and just how effective is this Indian system of alternative medicine? And here's your host, Dr. Karsten Lekotat.
Hello and welcome to In Good Shape. This is going to be a hard show today. You're going to find out things about Vata, Kapha and Pitta and a little bit of Svedana thrown in for good measure. You've no idea what that is? Those are all terms from Ayurveda, the oldest surviving system of medicine in the world. Svedana is an Ayurvedic steam therapy. We're going to learn more about this and all about the other terms from my talk to Dr. Christian Kessler here at the Emmanuel Practice for Natural Remedies in Berlin.
I think Ayurveda is a great part of integrative medicine and, from my perspective, particularly effective from everything related to psychosomatic disorders to nutrition and lifestyle-related disorders and musculoskeletal disorders.
If you're feeling pain and you go and see your doctor, he or she will give you a pill. Or if it's severe, an injection. Not so in Ayurvedic medicine. It works differently there. They work on different, multiple levels. And healing is an active process. Patients are in charge of their own lifestyle changes.
Warm sesame oil, gentle touch, meditative sounds. That's Ayurveda. For some, it's nothing more than hocus pocus from India. But Karina Vet says it saved her life. The former health insurance company employee suffered from rheumatoid arthritis for 3 years. Pain and inflammation started in her hands and quickly spread to nearly every joint in her body.
You feel completely out of it. You're full of pain and you can't really take part in life anymore.
She tried nearly everything, but nothing helped for long. Ayurvedic tea is her medicine of choice now. Ayurveda came to her unexpectedly.
I was sitting in a cafe and in came this Indian-looking man who asked if he could sit down at my table, and that was Hari.
Hari Haran Mudaliar organizes 4-week stays at Indian Ayurveda clinics for patients in Germany. He accompanies them and serves as their interpreter.
Ayurveda is 5,000 years old, so it must be doing something right. Otherwise, it wouldn't be around that long.
Karina went to a clinic in India and was initially surprised at the treatment's simplicity. Even the food was simple. Vegetable soup with rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She received daily treatments of anti-inflammatory pastes, steam baths, and massages.
My condition actually got worse in the first 2 weeks. The massages caused me more pain than I had previously, so they weren't as pleasant as I was expecting.
There's one thing Ayurveda cannot do, act fast. Europeans always have to get back to work the next day. But Ayurveda takes its time.
Week 3, enemas.
This drainage led to a release of all that pain, so I could really enjoy the 4th week. And I really noticed how all the toxins were flushed out of me.
Since then, the 55-year-old can once again look positively into the future.
I also made a lot of changes in my life. Career changes. I'm in the process of moving again, and I put an end to an unhappy relationship. So it wasn't just Ayurveda alone. Ayurveda involves making changes to your life as well.
The stress of her current move has caused some light pain to return, but it's nothing, she says, compared to before. She's won back the courage to face life again with all of its challenges.
Dr. Christa Kessler is a consultant physician at the Emmanuel Hospital here in Berlin at the Department for Complementary Alternative Medicine. And you specialized in Ayurvedic medicine. And what does Ayurveda mean? I think it's something like the way of life or...
Well, from the Indian Sanskrit language, it directly translates to knowledge of life, or more precise, knowledge of life, of the lifespan. And that sounds pretty big, but what Ayurveda actually is, it's traditional Indian medicine. Just like our traditional European medicine or traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurveda is a large and sophisticated traditional system of medicine, including various disciplines and various different therapeutic approaches that can be used in order to tackle and to answer specific medical or questions or health issues of our patients. So, for example, nutritional therapy or lifestyle management. One aspect that I've forgotten is body work.
So what's body work?
Body work comprises different aspects of physical therapies, of massage treatments, of the use of medicated oils for specific health questions.
So could I try this myself?
Yeah. So I'm working with that Pinda tool on your bag right now, which is supporting the massage techniques, and it makes massage easier and you can get more grip on the tissue.
And there are herbal substances in it?
There's a large variety of different oils for different indications or for different health issues. So based on whatever health question somebody approaches me with in my office, we will choose specific oils for our individual patients.
So what does it improve?
The application of warm oil has very beneficial effects because the attributes and the characteristics of a treatment involving warm medicated oils will balance the characteristics of your diseased body.
But some say it's even detoxing. So what does detox mean? In Western medicine, we don't really believe in detoxing.
Well, yeah, I mean, all that detox talk, sort of a little unnerving. I would instead suggest that by using these kind of techniques, we're actually trying to support tissue metabolism and to support blood circulation and to just improve the overall metabolism of your tissues and your cells.
Ayurvedic medicine says that every person is made of 3 fundamental elements, so-called dashas. So it's vata, it's pitta, and kapha. What are they?
These principles are vata, which is best described as the kinetic principle, the principle of movement. Pitta is the principle of transformation and metabolism. And lastly, we have kapha, which is the structural, the anabolic principle for structure and matter.
Yeah, it's very relaxing. I just hope that you can really treat diseases with it, like for instance, skin disease. I mean, there are a lot of skin diseases in the world, like psoriasis. 125 million people suffer from psoriasis. And this is a very severe disease, and you can try to treat it with Ayurveda.
Every morning, 64-year-old Barbara Engel inspects the rashes on her skin. She says her condition has improved since she began using an Ayurvedic cream.
My skin is softer and smoother, and above all, it no longer itches. I almost have peachy smooth skin again.
What happens when people get psoriasis? Human skin normally regenerates itself every 4 weeks on average. New skin cells appear on the deepest layers and then gradually wander towards the surface as they mature. With psoriasis, white blood cells and aggressive neurotransmitters enter the skin cells, which become inflamed as a result. As the skin now renews itself more quickly, immature skin cells rise to the surface and become scaly. Barbara has suffered from psoriasis since she was 8 years old. Her father died unexpectedly when she was young, and Barbara was sent to a boarding school. The stress likely triggered the skin disease.
It was like being thrown out of a cozy feather bed into a pit. And it came as a real shock as well. The boarding school was in Switzerland, where nobody spoke German. They spoke Italian at school and French at home, so you're really on your own. Even if there is a genetic component to the illness, I think it only comes out if you experience some kind of emotional shock. And I had a really bad case. I looked like a scaly little fish. The worst thing is the prejudice and the things people say. She's not okay, just look at her skin. The emotional stress, it's really difficult to deal with. It's a non-stop struggle.
Next to the physical discomfort, feeling like a social outcast is a big problem for some patients. And doctors confirm that genetic causes are not the sole reason for an outbreak of the disease.
There are many contributing factors, emotional distress, for example, but it can also come after an infection. Or you can go 20, 30, 40, or even 50 years without psoriasis, and suddenly it's there. But a predisposition does have to be there.
It was a visit to Sri Lanka that brought Barbara Engel in contact with Ayurveda. She met Ayurvedic physician Dr. Bodhika Seneviratne, who introduced her to the 5,000-year-old system of natural healing.
There is no secrets. We are treating, we try to find out and understand about the human beings and the person, and we are treating to the physical, mental and soul. That is the special. We are treating for 3 parts at once, physical, mental and soul parts. That is the difference.
Meanwhile, Barbara had lost faith in the ability of conventional medicine to treat her illness. She immersed herself in the world of wild herbs and natural remedies. She was also impressed by the people she met in Sri Lanka. After returning home to Germany, Barbara searched tirelessly until she came across an Ayurvedic cream that contained only natural ingredients.
I believe in Ayurveda. It may be just a belief of mine, but if the body, soul and spirit are in harmony, that improves your mental state and everything else. I found a totally simple cream that's not at all expensive, and that's what I use all the time. It smells good, feels good, and since I started using it, I have minimal symptoms.
And that's given a huge boost to her self-esteem. Unthinkable not too long ago, now she feels fine hitting the streets of Berlin in a pair of shorts.
I'm lying underneath a musical instrument and I just wonder, how could this help against psoriasis? So I ask you this question, Dr. Kessler, how does this help against psoriasis?
Well, this can be one element of a complex multimodality treatment approach in case of autoimmune diseases or diseases that have a skin involvement. Not necessarily has to be one, but it can be one, particularly in those patients who have a stress or a psychosomatic comorbidity going along with their main health issue, for example, psoriasis.
Okay, I'm going to try to relax a bit. It's quite wonderful. I mean, this is nothing like if you would wear some headphones. This is more like if you would just lay down right inside the music, if the sounds pass through you. And it's very nice if you sing those verses. And what does the words mean?
Well, I was reciting